Hello everyone, welcome to my brand new channel and to my very first video in which I am going to present the concept of language change. I'm a student in English field and I will be the one talking in this video. Here are some points that I will be talking about. First point, we are going to introduce the concept of language change. Second point, we are going to define it very briefly. Third point, we are going to discuss the processes of language change. Fourth one, we are going to explain how language change is studied. And the last one, conclusion, we are going to conclude our project. Now we move to the introduction. Every language has its own history. It emerged, developed, and changed over time, and it affects all areas of language use. Language changes for many reasons, such as historical factors, varies from one generation to another, where each individual must recreate a grammar and lexicon based on input received from parents, older siblings, and other members of the speech community. Also, language may change because of social or political pressures such as invasion, colonization, and immigration. Like it is said by Switzerland linguists, time changes all things. There is no reason why language should escape this universal law. Now we move to the definition of language change. Language variation and change is an integrated subfield of linguistics that includes dialectology, which means the study of regional variation in language, historical linguistics, that means the study of how languages change over time, and sociolinguistics, which also means the study of social variation in language. Now we move to the processes of language change, which contains sound change, which can be defined as the creation or disappearance of a phoneme. The term is used to describe the passage or historical transition from an individual to another. For example, the change of Germanic SK into Old English SK. The second process is grammatical and lexical change, which is often regarded as totally different from sound change, but it is motivated by the same driving force, the need to maintain and simplify the patterns of language in order to lighten the burden on memory. The third process, which is semantic change, which occurs when a new name becomes attached. The main factors responsible are vagueness in meanings, loss of motivation, polysemy, ambiguous contexts, and the structure of. Now, how language change is studied. It is studied by the comparative method, which means the technique for studying the development of languages by performing feature by feature comparison of two or more languages with common descent from a shared ancestor, and then extrapolating backwards to infer the properties of the ancestor. Now, the goal of this method is to highlight and interpret systematic phonological and semantic correspondences between two or more attested languages. Why does this method important? It sharpens our power of description and plays a central role in conception formation by bringing into focus suggestive similarities and contrasts among cases. Now we move to the conclusion. To conclude, variation is the vehicle of language change. Variation explains how a new form may spread through the speech community, but it does not explain how a new form. Thank you for your attention, and I thank our teacher of sociolinguistics for the support.